Hey everyone, this is Penn and welcome back to the channel. So we're going to be continuing the review series of the BuzzTV X5 SuperSport 2024 model. Now in the first episode, I did an unboxing, general overview of the operating system, talked about changing the user interface because there are some options there. And in case you forgot, out of the options, this is my preferred one going forward. I just like the look of it. I like how simplistic it is. It's less cluttered, to be honest. And that's always cool. So how did I get there? Just as a refresher. So BuzzTV Utilities, you're going to go into Settings, BuzzTV Utilities, and you're going to want to go over to Home Screen. And the default home screen is going to be BuzzTV Modern. Click on that. And as you can see here, and listen, this is cool. Don't get me wrong. You know, this is cool. But the all apps, then this right here, and then this down here, I don't need to see double if I have my quick list or my favorites here. And then plus, if I want to see everything, I just go to all apps. Having this additional one down below just makes zero sense. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Buzz Utilities again. And I'm going to go to home screen and I'm going to select media player. That's what I prefer out of the options. You pick what you prefer. All right, so as you can see here, we do have a firmware update that's available. Doing the firmware updates on these sort of devices are important. The reason why is because some of these can launch with bugs, and these firmware updates can have improvements or fixes that can be solutions to your current issue. So I'm going to go over to the settings here. All right. And actually, we can do this. All right, some things is going on. Yeah, it's some bugs that I'm seeing right now, actually, which is kind of odd. Let me do that. Okay, you know what? I'll just go here, go to my settings, then go to my device preferences, go to About, go to BuzzTV OTA, and it should bring me right here. And I'm going to check for an update, and there you go. So we have the release notes. We have the date, July 10th, 2024. And they're saying that it fixed keyboard and server settings, added shutdown to power options, and minor bug fixes. And it's giving you the current firmware version down below, along with the current IPTV version and when it was last checked. So I'm going to hover over to the right and select download and install. And I'm going to start the process. Now I'm on Wi-Fi, which is fine. And it's just going to prepare the system update, just so you're aware. And it didn't tell me how big the multiple parts of the file were, like total. But, you know, just to save time video wise, I will pause the video here, but I will resume as soon as everything is finished. All right. All right. So the update finished. Honestly, it took less than a few minutes. And as you can see, latest update installed. All right. So I'm going to back out here. Press back again. And here's what I'm going to recommend. Now, this device comes pre-installed with an application called AppToy, which is just another Play Store at the end of the day. It's nice to have options. What I recommend is that you connect this device to your Google account just for simplicity. Some of you are going to be beginners to the Buzz devices. This is my first device, but nowhere near a beginner in terms of Android. It's just my first experience with Buzz specifically. I recommend you go to Google Play Store route. Nothing wrong with simplicity. And if you go in here, you're going to have to connect it to your credentials. As you can see, you're going to have a plethora of applications at your disposal already. And what I recommend is you want to check for any updates. Got my speed test app going on there. All right. And also, just for like some clarity, if you know what applications you're using and that they're not going to have absolutely no harm when it comes to your specific device and your workflow when it comes to streaming, you can absolutely disable Play Protect on this device. I would recommend you do your research outside this video. Prior to this video, I disabled scan apps with Play Protect because I only use a handful of apps. I don't load these devices with a gazillion of apps, and I don't obtain or grab from unknown or non-trusted sources, if that makes sense. So you're in good hands as long as you do your research. Now, in terms of applications, let's start there. All right, so you see what's recommended for me. It's known based off of my history with my account. What are the applications in my ballpark? And I definitely used every application that's in this recommended, give or take, for the most part, right? So I'm definitely going to grab File Manager Plus. It's exactly what's in the name. It's a file manager. The videos going forward will be broken down in like bite-sized videos, and File Manager will be an application that will be coming later in the series. Think of it as an additional way to sideload and to have a little bit more control over how your apps are maintained and updated, just for simplicity. As a backup, I'm also going to grab CX File Explorer. It's good to have backups, and it's good to have tools at your arsenal in which you can use at any given time. Remember, this device has 128 gig of internal memory. So don't be afraid to go into the Google Play Store, or rather you're side loading your preferred method, or even if you're grabbing stuff off of Aptoid, don't be afraid to like download and experiment with different applications. There's nothing wrong with it. If you don't like something, you can always delete it. All right. Now, there is one more application. Of course, I will not and I cannot go into depth with it in terms of this platform. Might be something additional or extra for Rumble. All right. And that would be the application called Streamio. Now, just a little bit of a heads up in this case. With the black remote from Buzz, it seems to not be working. Like you can't like hover over to the search bar and use the software keyboard. I'm using an external keyboard, Bluetooth, by the way. And this device does come with a USB 2.0, a USB 3.0, and it does have Bluetooth functionality. I prefer that if you're having some issues, that you use an external device, just so you can have that ease of comfort. You can get in and grab what you want, and then you're off to the races from there. So Streamio is a video streaming application that allows you to watch and organize video content from different services. And this thing is a beast. So I'll be including that, putting that on the home screen, and just testing it, just testing out the streaming capabilities. And there are plenty of blogs or tutorials on the net as it relates to this application here. One of the pertinent things when it comes to these DIY devices is that it comes to the prep work. You know, what you're doing before you get it. Okay. So here I'm going to set it up. And generally, I want Smart Tube. Put that to the favorites. I'll try Streamio. Absolutely. Put my speed test in there. Let's do, speed test. Do that. Let's tie it in with some stores. Aptoid. Then let's do, Google's already linked. And we'll keep it like that. We'll keep it simple for now, all right? So now we have something like this. And you see how clean that looks? Clean. All right. Now, from here, I do want to show you something. And I'm going to go to all apps. And there's an application called DRM Info. Now, some people prefer to use IDA64, but this is pre-installed on the device. So it was telling me the supported ABI, the supported hardware decoder. You're getting the AC3, the EAC3. So if you're watching like any digital streams of today, most likely it's going to be using like those audio, formats, things like that. DTS HD supported, that's cool. DTS audio. All right. AV1, AVC, HEVC. Okay. So it has a nice selection of hardware decoders for a device at this price point that does specializes in IPTV, and it even has supported HDR types. Now this is important. This has HDR10 and HDR10 Plus and HLG. The only reason why you don't see HDR10 Plus is because I'm running this directly through my capture card on my Samsung S90C television, which I have a home theater set up for. It has HDR10 Plus in the supported HDR types, just so you're aware. And if you want to go more in depth, you can always grab IDA64 from the Play Store. There's nothing wrong with that. See? And this would be like, this contains ads, which is fine. Get that installed. And boom. You can go in here and you can get more in depth with it. You can do system and then show you the system. Do CPU. And feel free to pause. I'm going a little bit through this. What else do people care about? Display. Screen resolution, 3840 by 2160. It can display 4K. Depending on some variables, of course, but it supports the resolution, as you can see. And that's about it in terms, oh, well, this codecs, we show that off, but this can just run you through what does this device support. So when you get a device and you get something like 8 to 64, or if it has a pre-installed DRM info, you can get some of these, codecs and additional information that way. All right. And that's about it, honestly. It has a variety of codecs already available, which is nice when we're talking about a streaming device in 2024. All right. So that about wraps up this episode. You see, I went in and did the firmware upgrade. Went into the Google Play Store and got some additional applications. I have some other applications that I can get from Aptoid if they're not available in the Google Play Store. I set up my home screen to my liking to this point. And I may have to reorder some things, but that's fine. Got my YouTube, got my Streamio, BuzzTV for what you're actually paying for in this case, and some additional applications just so I can configure some things and go in and make some adjustments. All right. So this includes this. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Until next time, peace out. Happy streaming. And I look forward to you joining me in the next episode in this review process. Take care and goodbye.